this week's TAJS, I'm your host as always, the Adventurous Joe. And as you've probably noticed from the opening credits and the ending credits, you'll also notice we no longer have Angry Joe and Tara and no longer do anything to do with Zoomin.TV games. Apparently something took place that is out of my hands and stuff, and I'm not getting my partnership anytime soon with them and everything. So, and apparently every time someone's seen my videos and stuff like that, seen the show, they mostly just were there for Tara and Angry Joe and not wanting anything to do with me. So, I had to go back on my own and go solo. And here's the result. Anyways, we've got our comic book review of Transformers Dark Cybertron Volume 2 trade paperback. We've also got our movie review for Transformers Age of Extinction. Wait till you hear about this one. And brand new anime review. Also, I got a special surprise for you guys at the end of the show. Legendary Pictures was kind enough to provide me with. Yay! Also, we have a new Cosplayer of the Week. So, let's get things started with our comic book review. Coming up next. Alright people, it's time now for this week's comic book review. Transformers Dark Cybertron Volume 2 trade paperback. Now, this collects the final part to Transformers Dark Cybertron event, which crossed over from More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise. This series, in general, this 12-part miniseries was unbelievable. New Transformers came into the picture. Shockwave returned with a grand plan to destroy all Autobots and anyone that got in his way. I mean, there was just so much to this story that it was More Than Meets the Eye. Seriously. I mean, even the Dinobots came back and were fighting alongside of everyone. Metroplex was fighting another Metroplex, and it was just unbelievable. I mean, take a look at this artwork. What do you think of that? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Check that out. Now the artwork ranges. It goes from like this, as you can see from this, to like this. It goes like an apparent darkness to it and everything, but then goes back to the lighter side of everything. Now, this book, in general, was $19.99 cover price. Amazon.com, you could get it for a little cheaper. If you had it on pre-order, you probably got it for the Amazon pre-order price under Amazon Prime, which isn't too bad. Sturdy binding, pages are great, everything about it is pretty good. The artwork is fantastic. Simon Furman and them did a fantastic job on this. Transformers Age of Extinction, however, I'm going to give you my opinion on that one in a bit. Transformers Dark Cybertron Volume 2, however, we're going to go with a 10 out of 10, just like we did for the last one. This one was pretty badass. A lot of twists and turns, things that'll make your mind start to spin and everything. And on top of all that, Megatron, here's the big spoiler alert if you haven't read it yet and stuff, but Megatron is the hero. Becomes the hero. Unbelievable. Anyways, that's it for our comic book review for this week. Now, let's move on to our movie review of Transformers Age of Extinction. Coming up next.
We need a new army.
Alright people, it's time now for our movie review of Transformers Age of Extinction. Now, I went and seen it at the theater twice, but I'll tell you one thing right now. I had to go see it a second time because it was, a little more perspective I needed on it. It was unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. But I'll tell you right now, it's not getting a 10 out of 10. No badass seal of approval to it and stuff. But I will tell you this much. This movie was like Michael Bay did not care anymore about Transformers. Seriously, it was like he went and did everything the first movie did. But in the previous films, movies 1, 2, and 3, it's the same damn thing! The human element again. Less Transformers, more focused on the humans. Who gives a shit about the humans? If it's a Transformers movie, make it more about the Transformers! GM Chrysler already! Unbelievable. I meant seriously unbelievable. It was like watching the first movie all over again. Because Kelsey Grammer, as everyone knows, was the villain in the movie. But what you didn't know, and spoiler alert for all you out there who have not seen the movie, don't watch this review, because I'm going to spoil this moment for you big time. Kelsey Grammer started a special Black Ops group known as Cemetery Wind. These guys were going all over the world and killing the Autobots. Not just the Decepticons, they were killing off the Autobots, who were members of the good guys, okay? Ratchet, for God's sake, it's like Michael Bay don't care about original Transformers anymore. First it was Jazz, then in Dark of the Moon, and was Wheeljack and Mirage. And then this one, he killed off Sideswipe and Ratchet. I'm like, what the holy hell? Bumblebee had a brand new look to him and everything. Kind of an old car looking thing like the first movie and everything. But then he changed into the brand new Camaro thingy and all this other. I'm like, oh my god, it's like watching the first movie all over again. Humans hunting down Transformers. And on top of all that, Kelsey Grammer manipulated the police departments and all them into thinking Mark Wahlberg, his daughter, and her boyfriend were criminals. Oh my god! It was like the first movie all over again. Cemetery Wind. Sector 7. It's just... ugh. And on top of that, it was less Decepticons in the film. The only real Decepticon you saw in the whole movie was Lockdown. But he wasn't really a Decepticon. He was a Transformer bounty hunter. And apparently, he was sent to Earth to hunt down Optimus Prime. Because the creators, which everyone knows if it's following by Transformer lore, Transformers creators were the Quintessons. The Quintessons apparently sent Lockdown to capture and bring back Optimus Prime. Ugh. And then the Dinobots. My god, the Dinobots. They brought the Dinobots into it. And finally, but there was no talking! No me Grimlock, no nothing! There was no freaking talking of the Dinobots, nothing! And they were only in it for about 10 or 15 minutes of the movie. I mean, towards the end of the freaking film is when they brought the Dinobots into it. Oh my god. I could go on all damn day about this film, but it was no different. But the only difference is that the Transformers, both Autobot or Decepticon that were being captured and shit, they were being melted down for their metal. Because this greedy technician guy that frickin' develops all this cyber tech and crap came along, which is played by Stanley Tucci, by the way, came along with this idea known as Transformium. Okay? This shit is actually the metal that the Autobots and Decepticons are made of. He melted them down and frickin' made them into this Transformium shit, which turns into anything. I mean, it's like a product of some kind. And Prime and the Autobots were ready to kill all the humans. I mean, they were practically becoming Decepticons. Oh my god. This movie had me spinning. I meant literally spinning. The comedy parts are good and stuff like that, But come on, Michael Bay, take a hint already. It's a Transformers movie. We want to see more Transformers. Less human drama, more Transformers. I hated this idea altogether. That's been the first 3 films, now this one. And it's like, GM Chrysler, take a hint. The fans don't want to see your stupid human drama crap. They want to see Transformers. Oh, and on top of all that, Galvatron, a human man-made Transformer whose brain got inhabited by Megatron, and now Megatron is now Galvatron. However, Galvatron barely had a fight scene with Optimus Prime. Or any Transformer for that matter. He was barely in the movie at all. And towards the end, he didn't even fight anyone. He disappears and he says that there will be another day, Optimus, and then just disappears. I'm like, oh my god! Are you kidding me? You brought Galvatron into it and everything. And yet, nothing. I mean, this is bullshit. This movie was absolute bullshit. No. Anyways, final verdict. Oh, and one last thing before the final verdict. Optimus Prime left Earth. He left his Autobots. He let the Dinobots go off into the wilderness and shit to live on their own and everything, to be free. The Autobots, he says to them to protect Mark Wahlberg's family. He says, watch over this family for me, Autobots, and then puts on this fucking jetpack thing and rockets right off of Earth. Literally. And that's how they leave the ending to the movie. No special scene in the ending credits, nothing left over and shit. And I'm like, oh my god. And the only thing Prime says is he don't know who his creators are and stuff, or where they are, but he's going to find them. And he says, and this is my message to you. I'm coming for you. Are you fucking serious? Ugh. Anyways, less human drama would have been a good idea. More Transformers because it's called a Transformers movie. Jesus. Anyways, the final verdict for Transformers Age of Extinction, we're going with a 6 out of 10. No badass seal of approval for this thing, even though there were some action sequences with the Dinobots in them. It was off the hook. I meant awesome as hell. But kind of blah. Okay? Either way, Transformers Age of Extinction, we're going with a 6 out of 10. No badass seal of approval. And, you know, I recommend you go see it. It's okay. It's a good movie. But come on, Michael Bay, take a hint already. We don't want human drama. We're tired of the human drama. It's a Transformers movie. You're supposed to have Transformers. More Transformers, less human drama. Cut it. Good. God damn. There. Good. Alright. Now. Whew, while I cool off a bit from all this ranting, we're going to move on to our anime review for this week. Coming up next. This week, we cover Trigun. Oh my god. Vosh the Stampede. They called him Vosh. One guy called him Vosh, the other one called him Vash. I mean, it's like, make up your mind. Which one is it? Either way, this guy was hilarious. He's got $1 billion, I think it's $1 billion or $1 million bounty on his head, and everybody is after him. And these two girls from the insurance agency and shit, they're freaking going along with him on his little adventures, trying not to get him killed and shit, and it was just funny as hell. The badassery to it is mostly the comical sense. You know, during the action sequences, there was a lot of comical shit to it. I mean, especially Vash, he is just like off his rocker sometimes. This guy is just like, he don't give a shit, but he still likes to make trouble for everything. It was a great animation. I loved every bit of it. The movie also, I mean, it just blew me away. I mean, this is supposed to be a story that takes place before or after the final episode of Vash the Stampede. Or Trigun, excuse me. Vash the Stampede. His name is Vash the Stampede. Either way, it was a great animation series nonetheless. The movie was pretty good. And I loved how it all turned out, you know. In the end, he finally killed the guy who I guess is supposed to be his clone or his brother. And, you know, sometimes the series was just a little hard to follow. And Priest there, he was just unbelievable as well. He carries around this huge freaking cross. I mean, huge. And it's actually a gun case. This thing's got tons of weaponry in it. And it's a weapon itself. I was just like, wow. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. And he too was trying to keep Vash from getting killed. And it was just like, at one point he was trying to mainly claim the bounty on him. But at the same time, then he started to realize the good this guy does and everything. And he's trying not to get him killed. Like I said, it was an unbelievable anime. The series, the movie itself was also great. The character development was also fantastic. I loved every moment of it. I loved how Vash was coming across people from his past and stuff like that. And it just built up into a really fantastic show. So, our final verdict for Trigun, the complete series, which, by the way, also you can get on DVD now, the complete series, at Amazon.com. I think it's around $23 now, $23 or $25. Either way, I recommend you pick it up. We're going to give that one a badass seal of approval for sure. And Trigun itself, we're going with a 10 out of 10. It was great anime, great storyline. The comedy was pretty good, especially during the action. It was funny as hell how it all turned out. It was good movie as well. I mean, the movie itself also great. And like I said, badass seal of approval. And a 10 out of 10. Alright, and that wraps up this week's anime review. Let's move on to our final part of the show, the Cosplayer of the Week segment. Coming up next. Alright people, it's time now for this week's TAJS Cosplayer of the Week. And he's been on Heroes of Cosplay. You might know him well as a lot of characters he's cosplayed as, such as Nightwing and stuff like that. And pretty awesome guy to know. I mean, he's also a great guy to be friends with. He's an EMT. He drives an ambulance. Let's put it that way. He's a lifesaver guy, okay? He's an EMT technician or something like that, driver, blah, blah, blah. Either way, the guy is pretty good at what he does. When it comes to cosplaying, he's fantastic at it. I mean, he does some amazing stuff. He's also done some cross-gender, I guess they call it, cosplay. A man dressing up as female characters, so on and so forth, you know. Either way, the guy's good at what he does. And we're proud to bring him into the TAJS Cosplayers Hall of Fame for this year. Many of them, his friends in general, and fans know him as Miggy Jagger. For us that are friends of his and stuff like that, we call him Miguel. Either way, that's what Heroes of Cosplay even was calling him, Miguel. Not by his cosplay name, Miggy Jagger, but Miguel. Okay. Either way, we're proud to bring him in, make him this week's TAJS Cosplayer of the Week, and inducting him into this year's Class of 2014 Hall of Fame. Woo! Lots to go on. So, enjoy his picks, and we'll see you for the final part of the show, because I'm going to show you that surprise Legendary Pictures sound. Enjoy! Congratulations, Miguel, on becoming this week's Cosplayer of the Week. And now, that's it for this week's episode of TAJS, the Adventurous Joe Show, for all those who don't know what it stands for. I've been your host, as always, the Adventurous Joe, Joseph Michaels. And I'm going to leave you now with... I'm going to leave you now with this special surprise Legendary Pictures sent us. It's of Dracula Untold. Holy shit. I saw the teaser trailer for this. I was just blown away by it, and I says, I can't wait to see this movie. So, until next week, peace out. May the Force be with you, and may the power protect you. We'll see ya.
My father was a great man. A hero, so they say. Sometimes the world doesn't need another hero. Sometimes what it needs is a monster.
My prince.
I've missed you.
Something troubles you.
The Sultan is preparing for battle and requires 1,000 boys for his army, including your son.
Run to your mother.
Look away! You can't protect us.
I'll find a way.
I have been waiting an eternity for a man of your strength to arrive.
Welcome to your life.
What is it you are seeking?
I want the power to destroy my enemies and save my family.
There's no turning back.
Drink, Dracula.
Welcome to your life.
What's happening to you?
I'm the thing men fear. Not a ghost. Something else.
There's a room where the light won't find you.
I see the devil inside him!
Walls come tumbling down.
Do you think you are alive because you can fight? You are alive because of what I did to save you!